Hi, I'm Trace Peterson. I'm going to give you a quick lesson in Photoshop due to some questions that I've had from some friends. So here you go. If you look at your Photoshop layout on the right, usually there's a layers panel, and the layer panel is one of the most important features of the program. If you have symbols on any layer or any kind of objects on any layers, the opacity and transfer mode uh, right here are two of the most powerful tools that you can have in your arsenal. So if you look down here, I've made a little group and I've added two ellipses that I've used the ellipse tool on the left side of the screen to create. And I placed them on two different layers, one on top of the other. Um, and right here, when I click on normal, that's the normal transfer layer. But now watch what happens as I page through the different settings. Nothing with dissolve, but that's okay. See how the color changes? Each of these transfer modes has a different method for calculating the final output based on the two different colors, their luminance values, and among other things. Um, Now this creates a whole range of effects that you can then apply to your your situation. And a lot of times, the effects are very simple things. They can make you make uh, things look like they're tattooed on, like they're sprayed on a brick wall, a number of things. Like the fastest way to put like a graffiti, for instance, on a brick wall, you can take a graffiti painting that's very flat 2D in its raw form and then apply it to, say, a brick wall and use something like a overlay or a screen or usually a multiply. Um, and what will happen is that by doing that, it'll take on some of the color behind it, and it'll look like it's applied to it, and you'll start to it'll look like it's been pulled into the nooks and crannies, like something that was painted onto it. That's just one example. There's lots that you can do with the different transfer modes. And the important thing to remember is that depending on the transfer mode, the results of the transfer mode will be adjusted by the opacity of the layer that you've put on top. So that's it. That is all. And I guess the final thing to say is that layers, remember, go from top to bottom, front to back, 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 top to bottom, front to back. I won't say it one more time, but that's how you remember it, top to bottom, front to back. Now, thanks for checking it out. I'll do a couple more of these before I'm done, I'm sure, but I hope that helps with people who have questions about layers and transfer modes and what they're good for. Just experiment. If you think that something doesn't look quite right on top of another thing, try different transfer modes, see how it affects it. And that's how I learned, and that's how I think it's a great way to learn how to use transfer modes best in your compositions.